Smells delicious as always.
Sadie was the real cook.
Hey, don't sell yourself short. Not much that's better than your home-cooked eggs.
Hope you don't mind, I left out the bell peppers this time.
Can't stand them.
Sadie always liked peppers, though, so I put up with them.
Not to change the subject, but how long we been doing this for, you think?
15 years, just about.
Summer of 78. Why'd we meet? What was it?
Bill was sick.
And you couldn't afford a doctor.
We'd have managed.
But you didn't think so at the time.
Suppose not.
Well, here's what I remember. I had a problem that night, and Jimmy was trying to help me solve that problem when who should come in through that door but you?
Well, I may have been a little tipsy.
I drove you home that night.
As you're so fond of telling me.
Jimmy knew we could help each other, so he called up Tony. We agreed, made a deal. We all agreed. Ugh. Anyone ever tell you you're no good at making coffee?
Sadie did. All the time.
Thought you'd have got it better by now.
Well, Sadie made the coffee. I made the bacon.
It's good bacon. You know, when I was a kid, I thought pigs were all pink with curly tails.
Yorkshires are. Mine are red wattle. America.
Ever since.
Well, not exactly. Didn't think much of it for years until after some time I got back from overseas, and I was at this junkyard, and I saw a Kruger Schmidt.
A what?
A Kruger Schmidt. Yeah, I jumble the words, I know, probably French or something.
It sounds German.
German. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, it looked so dilapidated that I just had to take it home and fix it. Of course, you know how the wife is. She just about threw a hissy fit. But I brought her to this here shed and got to work. Fixed her up real nice,
Then what?
Had myself a nice pop. And then I sold it and figured that was all there was to it. But then there was an auction in town and someone was selling a pair of Vendos. Well, I figured, hey, I could fix that too.
And it snowballed from there.
That it did.
But why?
It relaxes me.
I don't know. Soda machines. It's an unusual thing for a man to want to fix. Don't people get paid to fix them?
It is unusual, but when the missus and I would get into fights or when things was bad or I was anxious, well, I don't know. Well, Sadie's sister, once she passed, told me that it was all right to cry, that it wasn't weakness, that it was okay. And I remember sitting there in that empty living room with everyone murmuring and telling me how sorry they were, and I didn't feel like I needed to cry.
Didn't you miss her?
Of course I did. Still do, but I don't know. Not everybody needs to cry. I don't need to cry. I don't get in that way, you know? Weakness? No. I don't know what she was talking about.
Why horseshoes? It just seems, I don't know, quaint.
Well, look around you. My nearest neighbor lives, half a mile down the road. It ain't the city. We don't have nightclubs and pool halls to go hang out at.
Pool halls? What is this, 1890? This is 1992, friend. We got shopping malls for teenagers, restaurants, clubs, whatever. But pool halls? I don't even know if they had those when I was a kid.
Uh-huh. Well, time doesn't pass out here as quickly, I suppose. No need for...
What's the wheelbarrow for?
hauling.
Hauling what?
Shit.
Ah, and what are we supposed to do with this crap?
We are going to fertilize. Well, not now, it's October, but we're going to put it in a nice big pile where it belongs.
We?
Well, you did say you wanted to help.
Yeah, guess I did.
So help. Pick up that shovel over there. We'll shovel it in, wheel it out, dump it, and we're good.
And you do this every day?
Mm-hmm. Most every day.
And you want to keep doing this every day?
It's my routine.
Shoveling shit?
Someone's got to do it.
That isn't the first time you've told me that.
Oh, yeah?
Vietnam.
Yeah.
You know, I did some digging on you, personally, not the shit kind. Know what I found?
I reckon you'll tell me.
You went back. What happened that day in the valley?
You saw the report. Not gonna talk about it.
Come on.
No.
Suit yourself. You got a medal. You didn't have to go back. Had a wife and kid here. In a time where most of us were trying to figure out how to stay home. You went back.
You going somewhere with this?
Think it'd be fun if you told me why? While we're shoveling shit?
I was recon. You know that, I reckon. I was in the hospital, staring at the ceiling, magazines next to me on the bed. And I had this, moment. A moment of clarity.
A revelation.
Uh-huh. And the revelation was that damn thing. The hippies and the bands weren't changing anything. You know who was?
The Vietnamese? The Russians?
No. The news. You hit someone hard enough day in, day out with the realities of war, pretty soon they'll tire of it. Vietnam, that was our first time that close to war. So, I figured...
You figured?
You ain't the only one of us who's killed people.
Why do you think I offered you that job back in '74?
Turned it down for the same reason I went back. They were telling us our patriotic duty was to go and fight for our country. Well, that's what I did.
You weren't recon when you went back, though.
Went back with a camera. Talked them into letting me help with the press, keeping them safe and all that. So I did. And I took pictures. Took all the pictures I could. I fought in a different way.
Did you win?
We pulled out a Nam, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. And now you're here. Great big war hero. Shuffling shit.
Yeah. Shoveling shit.